Hello everyone, this is Day Trader Matt with businesswithtrading.com doing a market recap for Thursday the 31st of May, last day of May. Today we made 3 trades working at a maximum profit potential of 13.75 points or 55 ticks, and inside of that our actual entries and exits we made 5.5 points or 18 ticks. If you want to look at it as far as a monetary value, if you round down, say 5 points times $50 per point, you're looking at $250 within a 2.5 hour period. Definitely not too bad. For what happened, the market did gap up a little bit, only to roll over and get very, very weak, and did rebound a little bit before 12 o'clock. What we did on the day, we grabbed a long right off the open, rode it up a little bit, and then turned it into a short and rode it down, taking a little profit, and then the market just fell out of bed. It happens sometimes like that, and all we really could do was watch it. It did come up a little bit here, but it was very weak, and it just sold off without us. And we had an order up here, and it never got triggered. So sometimes your trade just doesn't happen. Well, what we did, we watched it come down, and then as it was rebounding, we waited for it, and the market came up. When it came down, we grabbed a long down here, and we rode it up little bit, taking profit, and then it eventually did come up a little more, and it eventually came up a lot more. We closed the room at 12 o'clock, so I try to be out of the trade by 12, and if it's something that we do hold past 12 o'clock, I give strict target, entry, and stop points. With all of our trades, we do have specific stops and targets, and it's rare that we actually do hold a trade after 12 o'clock. I like to be out. If I am holding something, I like to have a trade that I have already booked partial profits on, and it either works out or it doesn't. In this case, I wanted to be out before 12. I had stuff to do, and I don't usually stay around and trade the afternoon session. That's one of the reasons the room does close at 12, and one of the reasons it's just not productive. It seems you can make money, but it's a lot of sitting down watching your computer when you could be off doing other stuff that's more productive. Trading is what we do as a business to make money, but it's not our life. So we can go out, we can work out, or go watch a movie, go read a book, go have conversations, meet new friends, or there's so much we can do. And that's what I look at. Trading is just a vehicle to make money. It's not our life. I'm not going to spend 16 hours a day trading. I'm not going to spend 8 hours a day trading. 2.5 hours, well, if you count the analysis and whatnot, it's probably more like 3.5 hours per day. And it's only trading for 2.5 hours of that. So trading is not supposed to take up a lot of your time. And if you're new to trading, the analysis part might take a little bit longer. But eventually, you're going to be only dedicating a certain amount of time to trading. And it's, trading is something that you have to focus 100% on. There's no half-assed in trading. Excuse the profanity, but there isn't. And if you can't focus 100%, then it's not worth doing. And for 8 hours, focusing 100% is kind of difficult. Even for 2.5 hours, you have to take breaks and stuff. But that time allows you to, hone in on trading, focus in on it, make your income, and then go off and do something else. And that's basically what this room is all about. That's why I have the trading courses, and I have a coaching program or mentorship program, whatever you want to call it. And I have those to be able to, set up everything for maximum success. I know there's a lot about trading that is not talked about. Like psychology, for example. There's, a ton of techniques and, things that you can do to improve your trading. And then there's a lot of things you can do to hinder your trading. And a lot of what's out there is kind of more towards the hindering side. And, that's what everything's set up for. I don't want to get off on too long of a tangent, but I just wanted to talk about that a little bit, and hopefully you guys got something out of it. If so, you can leave a comment on the video. You can send me an email up right hand side of the website. Either or. Uh, if not, just for watching this video, I definitely appreciate it. Definitely appreciate all the support, all of that. Thank you, everyone. With that, have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the markets. Thank you.